Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, smashing in the strong style nerd, strong style cinephile, still coming at you from my home base under lockdown, quarantine, social distancing, all that fun stuff. Still wanted to let us geek for a few minutes about the Exorcism of Nash Wells. It's The Flash. It was last week's episode. We know that some of the upcoming episodes were kind of put off a little bit due to the coronavirus. We know production on The Flash was delayed, some other CW shows, some other productions, and that sort of thing, but we're not here to talk about that. Let's talk about the Exorcism episode for a scant few minutes, because it's a week old, so there are a lot of reviews and stuff out there. I just wanted to kind of give a Cliff Notes version of some of my thoughts on it. Now, of course, we find out that the reason why Nash is seeing different Welleses is the fact that once Crisis happened and all the other Welleses were eliminated, they just basically found themselves inside Nash's head. It's kind of like the One with Jet Li when he went around killing all the other Jet Lis. All the rest of their essence, their energy, their whatever would be distributed amongst those that are left. And then ideally he wanted to be the One to have everything. So now, effectively, Nash is the One in this, and he has all of them. Thawne is inside his head, trying to use him to latch onto his negative speed force, to break free, to fully take over his body, have his speed back, kill the Flash, all the kind of stuff that Thawne wants to do. He's using Allegra's doppelganger, who we find out is a surrogate daughter of his. We get some past, flashbackness on Nash to find out that they forged this relationship through his myth-busting archaeological stuff that he likes to do. He trains her in all his ways, teaching her amongst I guess the most important thing amongst the lessons is the prize is everything. Now that mentality led to her death because on a exploration to pick up a certain object, she gets the object. She's hanging from off a cliff basically. Nash has no way to get her. She's looking at the prize. It would be good of her to drop it so she can grab on both hands. She doesn't. She falls to her death. And Nash has been racked with guilt with this. That's why he tried to have this awkward sort of interaction with Allegra in episodes past, and ultimately failed at that. But he's been racked with grief and emotion and regret, and that's what and negative speed force. That's what Thawne is hoping to capitalize on, to cannibalize his negativity and his grief and his feels, to get him back to where he wants to be with the body and killing the Flash. So that was handled okay. They defeated Thawne eventually with words, because they used the gadget they used with the Thinker to all enter Nash's head, gave him pep talks. Barry talked about losing Nora. Cisco talked about losing Gypsy. Feelings prevail, and the Reverse Flash was sent off into the ether without a body. Presumably he'll come back at some point. I saw an actual interesting write-up on, I think it was Comic Book CBM, where they said that the Reverse Flash should be saved from this point on to the end of series last baddie, and I think that's definitely something that they need to do, is just save him to the end. Also in the episode we see Camila has joined the Mirror team, or Mirror, Ventara. Camila has joined the team with Ventara, Mirror Iris, under the sway of Eva, the Mirror Master, in this, and they're trying to steal this prismatic MacGuffin device that will help her further her goals, which we don't know what her specific goals are. We just know she needs this object. Turns out that her husband has dispatched one of his black hole assassins to steal the object. It's Sunshine, a chick who her meta power is to control light, to bend it around, and basically turn herself invisible. Barry has a time dealing with this because, in addition to that, we have to deal with the fact that his residual powers, because the Speed Force is dead. We all know that. The Speed Force is dead. He has some residual speed still in his body. He's got to be careful of how he uses his speed, because if he speed thinks, if he speed heals, if he uses flash time, anything speed related, it's going to drain that away. Of course, they come up with a nice plot, convenient piece of tech, Cisco does, to monitor. It's like a watch. It's a speed gauge that monitors color-coded speed gauge, which monitors his level of speed that he's using, which almost spikes a few times in the episode. Once where Thawne tricks him and escapes, and Barry wants to put a hand, vibrating hand through him, doesn't do it, and then once more in the whole mindscape with Nash. Feelings prevail. Barry doesn't use it. He's still got some of his speed. In the fight with Sunshine, he tried to use a speed drug to boost his speed. Spider rejected it. Caitlin ended up getting hurt, or Frost ended up getting hurt. And Barry's all down about it, but he actually gets a pep talk from Mirror Iris, which I'm kind of wondering if it was Mirror Iris's words or if it was Eva's words through her. That's what I'm kind of wondering, their connection. We know they work for her, they do her bidding. How connected, how independent are the mirror doppelgangers? That's what I really want to know. Hopefully they get to that eventually. But Mirror Iris basically gives Barry a pep talk, says, hey, metas have limits, exploit that. So Barry comes up with a plan to cut off Sunshine when she's attempting to steal back the Prism MacGuffin. Locks her in the lab, cuts out all the lights, and then she's basically powerless. Also, Joe meets with Captain Singh to bring him up on his investigation on the fact that he thinks that there's a mole inside CCPD. And we have some kind of development with that. And that was just the gist of the episode, basically. I know there's a whole bunch of stuff that they were trying to do. A lot of eggs in this episode basket, but I think they handled it as well as they could. I'm kind of wondering how they'll deal with Barry's speed problem. That's kind of, we've gotten used to it at this point, haven't we? That the Flash really doesn't do all that much Flash kind of stuff. Now we're going to have him do even less. Now, is that story driven, or is it story driven because they blew through so much of the budget on Crisis? I'm wondering about that. And what is Eva's endgame once she gets out? I imagine she wants to get out of the mirror world, out of Antara, but then what is her endgame beyond that? And how are they going to have Flash deal with her? Because Flash is not going to take her on hand to hand. So what is her endgame? Is she just trying to get out to kill her husband? Is she going to end up teaming up with her husband? Is her husband going to be the one that is responsible for taking her down? And if that is the case, hopefully it's not another case of the Thinker, where he gets to just walk off into the sunset scot-free like the Thinker's wife did, which is still stupid as can be. God, it just... All in all, it was an okay episode. We see small increments of development. Cisco's still on the show, which is annoying to me. I wish they would just let him go. Thawne makes his annual appearances. He's gotta have an annual Reverse Flash, just like we have to have an annual, Gorilla Grodd episode. So those things have happened this season. He's off into the sunset. Like I said, he should come back just at the very end. Series finales when we should see Reverse Flash again, and it should be an epic, well written, well planned out, well thought out throwdown between the two to really make that final thing happen. But that's a ways off. Maybe that's another season or two of the Flash that's left. I think you don't want to go too long. Better to cut it off too short. Better to move on a year early rather than a year late. So hopefully they will take that to heart with the Flash and do that. Anxious to see kind of what happens, because I've read that there are going to be serious repercussions when they find out that Iris is actually Mirror Iris. So I'm anxious to see about that, how that kind of reshapes Barry and Iris' relationship once they get back, because these last however many months it's been Barry having these talks and these experiences and this marriage with this fake Iris. So that's going to be, they're going to need a lot of couch therapy for that, I imagine. But remains to be seen. It's just a typical Flash episode. It's just nothing blew me away. I guess I'm more interested in the Mirror storyline with Eva and what she wants to do and how exactly she wants to carry out her plans. Everything else, it's pretty much like every season. Barry needs to, something affecting his speed. He needs to get faster, or needs to find a way around his speed, which means the Flash. So I guess, duh. But remains to be seen how it goes. Like I said, I'm just still not super drawn to the Flash to watch it. It's not like I have to watch it. Like I watch it because I want to talk about it on here for a few minutes. But am I just drawn into it? Nope. Will I get that way again? Who knows? Remains to be seen. Anyway, those are my scattered thoughts on it. I said cliff notes, but it's probably super long. What do you guys have to think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Stay safe out there. Stay vigilant. Stay clean. Stay away from each other when you go outside. I guess social distancing. And just be smart. And hopefully y'all are doing well out there. Hopefully your loved ones are doing well out there. And just yeah, stay safe till this all passes us by. Till the next video, let us geek.